Anywhere.
Thank you. There you go.
I wanted 15,000 bucks.
It's beautiful. Great job, Greg Allen.
Oh, that looks like what's the Canoe?
Of course, that's not the Russian paddle, that's the...
No, it's not.
It's just wonderful. You know, this should become a national attraction.
Wow, yes,
And then
yes.
Stubbing?
Stubbing.
Holes.
Yes, the whole steady in the water while swimming.
So what do you think?
Oh, it's elegant. It's beautiful.
Beautiful day in northern Wisconsin, and after 2 years of working on it, we have finally finished it, and I think it's beautiful.
My name is Les Thornburg. I'm the vice president of the museum, and it's been a dream to do this. It's been a heck of a lot of work. This is an old feed mill store, and when we started tearing this thing apart, it was a mess, but you guys put in a lot of hours, a lot of work, and hopefully make a reality out of the museum. So, some interesting old canoes in there.
Look at this building, what it was 3 years ago, and what it is today, the green space that's been created here, and the fantastic canoes inside, the ability to build and preserve canoes. It's a pretty incredible thing. I think it's going to be a good deal for the community, and a good deal for the greater community as well, people interested in boats and paddling.
What will people, once they go inside, what will they be surprised with what they find inside? What will they find unique?
Well, I think the artistic beauty and craftsmanship of the individual boats 130 years ago, 140 years ago, it's something to behold. Our theme this year, Canoes of Wisconsin, Reflections on Wisconsin Waters. The Wisconsin boats that you'll see in there are very interesting. The ones built specifically in the state for, like the Brule River, the guide boats that are pulled up there. There's an old trapper boat in there, which is, I think, one of the neatest pieces in the museum, in the collection. We have actual photos of it being used in the late 1800s with people who originally built it. It's just...
Is that one made out of white oak?
Yeah, well, that's what we think it is. It's pretty
weighs
heavy.
A ton, right?
Yeah, it's very heavy, but it's just a unique, really neat experience, and it includes a lot of the culture that we have here in the state. So.
Au revoir, oui, 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 au revoir, non, 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 au revoir, les nouveaux pays, tales of lakes and of rushing rivers.
Hi, I'm Jill Dean, and I'm here this morning for the dedication of the Wisconsin Canoe Heritage Museum. Looking forward very much to seeing what the museum looks like and all of the canoes being displayed and interpreted. I have a particular interest in the museum because many of the canoes on display in the museum's collections are being donated by my husband and me. And so it's almost like coming to see our children in their new home. We're fascinated, awed by all of the efforts that the entire Spooner area, elected officials, volunteers, citizens have contributed to making this museum a possibility. It's an amazing story, and we're just delighted to be part of it.
So what are your thoughts, Mike, on the opening day of the museum? You guys have been working at this for 2 years.
Yeah, about 2 years, almost exactly 2 years ago we started on this project, and I'm a big sigh of relief. We got done on time, actually a little bit ahead of time. We scheduled last fall. We scheduled our opening for June, so we're at May 28th, I think, today, and we think we have a really good small museum here. I think we have a really unique set of exhibits for people to come and see, and I think it's going to be really good for Spooner and for Northwest Wisconsin.
What do you think, what in particular, other than just the fact it's got canoes, what will be really unique about this museum for people who come here?
The age of some of these canoes, for one thing. The collection itself is really unusual. There are new canoes in here, newer canoes, some built in the 80s, but some built in the 1880s, which you just don't find every day, even in museums around the Midwest here. There are other boat museums in the country and in Canada, and they have, you know, huge collections. We're very small. We're displaying something in the neighborhood of 30 canoes here now, but our collection is really unique in that there's some very old boats, and there are boats from Wisconsin builders, and it's just a good collection to come and see.
What do you think the appeal is for these wooden canoes? People they love to come here and look at them and see them. And what do you think? Where does that come from?
Where does it come from? I think part of it is keeping in touch with the past a little bit. Besides, canoes are a great way to, you know, experience nature without a lot of noise. You know, you could paddle a canoe and have a conversation that you can't do when there's an outboard motor blasting in your ear. You can go out and collect wild rice. You can catch a fish in a canoe. It's just a great way for people to get back to the land and appreciate their natural surroundings.
We're just elated, and what a wonderful addition to our community, and the city is very, very proud. I just got to give you a little perspective from me, because
And whereas the Wisconsin Canoe Heritage Museum will open in Spooner, Wisconsin on May 29th, 2010 to preserve the heritage of fine canoe craft, now therefore be it resolved by the Assembly, the Senate concurring, that the members of the Wisconsin Legislature express appreciation for fine canoes and canoe builders past and present, and declare May 29th, 2010 to be Wisconsin Canoe Heritage Day, and be it further resolved that the Assembly Chief Clerk shall provide copies of this resolution to the museum in Spooner, Wisconsin.
We are all canoeists today. We've gathered here to celebrate the North American canoe and the museum, this handsome museum, dedicated to telling the story of the canoe. It is fitting that the Wisconsin Canoe Heritage Museum should be located beside the Railroad Memories Museum, for these two institutions preserve the history of two great modes of transportation, the railroad and the canoe, that opened vast regions of the North American continent to settlement and commerce.